It's July the 4th, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. The weeds today are allegedly of a certain color, so happy day to those who are celebrating. The pyro is off early. It's been going off since the 1st where I am at. Last night they were setting off more fire. I don't know what is wrong with this company known as Canada. This company that we keep. Anyway, for those who are celebrating, happy America Day. So hopefully y'all are enjoying a day off at the very least, going into a long weekend. That's nice. We just had a Tuesday off, and that totally messed up my entire schedule. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what we're doing here. I just know that we're here every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern, rain or shine. As long as the power's on, as long as the internet works, somehow we're here. Jeremy Lambert's always here too. How you doing, pal?
You know, it's another day. It is FKD Day around these parts. It is not July 4th. I mean, it's July 4th, but it's not Independence Day. It's FKD Day. But now, for the first time, it's FKD, but we got a title day, so it's a little bit more special.
That is a special day for you and for the others who have their fireworks going and their thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up for this video. Right. No, just for this one. Leave a thumbs up for this video. That's why we're here. Grill and Chill Day. There are better names that we can pick, and that is one of them. Happy Grill and Chill.
Dairy Queen kind of has that trademarked, pretty sure. That's
fine. That's their thing. You know, the other day I found a Dairy Queen gift card in my wallet.
Nice. Was there anything on it?
Apparently there's $30 on it.
Oh, that's a win right there.
Now I just have to find a Dairy Queen.
Oh. Dairy Queen during the summer has the cotton candy blizzard. It's
so nice.
Good. Yeah, that's my favorite blizzard they do, but it's only like a summer special, unfortunately, but it's so good.
There is a Dairy Queen not too far from here. Huh. It would take me 10 minutes to walk there.
You didn't know this?
No, I did not.
Oh, all right.
It is in between subway stations too, so it is highly accessible. Maybe because it's not a grill one.
Oh, that's just ice cream?
It's just ice cream, which,
that's fair.
You know, it's not bad. What the hell? I got a bug in here? I'll deal with that fly later. It's a bug in my studio and I don't like it. This is just like the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast where he talks about that fly he had to beat up. Remember that one?
You're Austin.
Yeah, it goes in and out.
Yeah.
I only realized midway through. Ice cream cake, Joel, for what occasion? Doesn't matter.
Oof, ice cream cake is so good.
Surviving another day, ice cream cake. I won't survive many more days if I continue to eat the ice cream cake, but we'll celebrate what we've got because we don't have much. There, DQs in Texas, get over here. I'm not going to Texas. I was already asked if I'm going to New York for Slamversary, and my answer was hell no. And of all the safe places to go in the United States, of which there are a few, New York is actually one of them. So I decided I'm not going. Also, I think Crest is talking about going to Slamversary this year.
Really? That's cool.
Yes. So it might just be a me and Jensen review the show.
You don't need to review the show.
I mean, it's one of the pay-per-views. We do have to do the temple pay-per-views. Listen, we might be putting a little more work into it than TNA seems to be in certain points. So, hey, by the way, if you want to go to Slamversary, 40% off tickets today if you purchase a ticket.
40% off today?
40% off today.
Okay.
WWE did the 30% for Canada today, and TNA was like, hold my drink.
No, it's fine. Like, I understand that you gotta do some time off and whatnot, or time off, some money off. I get it.
How much are those tickets to begin with? They can't be that expensive. They probably GA's got to be like $35. Let's take a look. Slamversary. TNA presents Slamversary. Find tickets. Let's see how much these tickets are. I have to unlock with a code, I guess. Punch? No. What's the code? Is it Slam? SLAMM?
Oh, you're the TNA guy.
I don't know. I don't buy tickets to these things.
You're supposed to know these things.
Well, now I got to pull up the TNA thing. Come on, where's the promo? Where is the promo? It's you stapled it all over your socials yesterday. Now it's just all your stuff from last night's show, which we'll talk about for a few minutes. Where is it? Does anyone else have it? The code is Tommy Dreamer. Oh God, that's a free ticket right there. Where is it? I'm getting the NXT stuff. I'm getting the come on.
This is riveting radio as Joel gets dunked on by
TNA
the
socials.
TNA
What
code.
is this?
Dude, the TNA code's whooping your ass right now.
I've never had to look at it. That's why. Why would I worry about it if I don't have to look at it? Why isn't it the pinned tweet on their socials? Why? Like, it's not even there.
Are you sure this thing exists?
It definitely
Maybe Lawrence
exists.
knows.
You know what? Why am I doing this when I can just go into my DMs? Because somebody sent it to me. July 4. JULYFOUR.
All that, and it's just July 4.
You right? Who does that? TNA codes are we believe it should be. Here we go. Okay, so section 107, $31. That's American. We're talking American bucks. Okay. Best seats on the floor, row 4, 118. That's like sitting top row for Raw. So you're in a pretty good spot. This is a pay-per-view we're talking about. You can sit on the ramp. Okay. There's some tickets. You can get floor 4, which is like the long part of the ramp. That's $63. So there you go. Okay. If you want, July 4 is the promo. You can get a bunch of money off. 40%.
I'm glad you figured out what the promo was, Joel.
Stupid promo codes. WWE ain't jobbing. You can't use the apostrophes. That's the problem. Listen, they were free last year when I went. So what's the difference? Like, really, what are we doing? You know what? The guy who's here now, he was there with me. He wants to talk all about TNA. Nothing but TNA. Sucks. He hosts the brunch gimmick over on Love Wrestling. You may have seen him on one of the shows we did last year around this time in Toronto at a library, a show that barely ever saw the light of day. Lawrence Cartier is here. Good morning.
I only bring good things to the show.
I wouldn't go that
far. How you doing,
Lawrence, did you know the code? Were you hiding it from Joel?
I was specifically messing with it. Would be funny if they specifically fucked with Joel and just been like, Joel sucks. 69 is the code.
They got his IP blocked.
Yeah.
So
you can't watch the damn show on YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything's Canada excluded. Turn on my VPN just to confirm that, yeah, they're showing the shows now on YouTube again, everywhere except for Canada. And God forbid I get to watch the show on 2x speed. Got to watch it on Rogers Sportsnet. Ugh.
How are you doing today, Lawrence? You're not celebrating Independence Day, I assume.
I am not. I am actually in a few hours. I'm driving up to a very real place, Cleveland, Quebec.
Oh, that sounds
not a real
terrible.
place. Not a real place.
It has it's my brother's like bachelor weekend, and we rented a cottage there.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Cleveland QC.
Which you'll appreciate this, Joel. One of the things I'm bringing up, got that good shit right there.
Oh,
Jeremy's all about that.
Oh yeah. The mana. Do we need to hit the mana bumper? You gonna take a shot of mana here on the show?
I can't because I've got to throw it in my bag and I don't want it to bust open.
Oh,
that happened one year on New Year's.
Here. We don't talk about bust open here.
I'm just Tommy Dreamer at this point. He's paying me to promote his show on your show.
How's your hair looking? You got the double knot going?
I'm getting that good Denise Salcedo money. Paying me under the table to mess with Joel.
Can you believe they brought back Tommy Dreamer just to bring back Jake Something? He was a conduit for Jake Something. Amazing. He's probably going to find his way into like an international championship match against Steve Macklin on the pay-per-view. It's going to be Macklin versus Dreamer.
So I did a deep dive on this. I can't believe actual real place, Cleveland, Quebec. It doesn't sound. It's got 1,500 people.
I got 1,600 here.
1,600. Sorry, yeah, and like 1,100 are French speaking. Like or it might be more. It might be like 1,500 French speaking, like 100 English speakers, and 15 bilingual people, which doesn't make any sense to me. That like the conduit between like the 100 and the majority are just 15 dudes who have to like translate between the mass of those people for the people who refuse to speak French there.
They can make some good money though.
Yeah.
Being the local translators. but there's nothing here.
Yeah.
There's a random like chalet here. There's a website. And it's to rent. It's got a hot tub.
Yeah, that's literally the chalet we rented, I think.
I think I see.
Yeah, it's literally the place. We got a hot tub, a pool table.
Yeah.
A pool, yeah. It's literally our place.
That's what I'm gonna talk about what it is
on the show.
So I'm gonna dox you, but it can fit a reasonable amount of people, so I can understand this. You said did you say it was a bachelor party?
Yeah.
Okay, this is similar to what one of my good friends did like years ago before he got married. They did the same thing. Got a nice chalet type of thing with a hot tub, and it was on the lake, and everyone just kind of cooked good food and drank too much. And I was like, I don't drink much, so this is going to be boring for me. I was just told by someone who works in the medical field at night that I might have sleep apnea, and I was like, yeah, that's nice. And I went about my weekend.
That's literally what we're doing. My brother's like excited to cook one big meal on Saturday, and we're watching the Mets-Yankees game because my brother's a diehard Mets fan.
Why?
I don't know. Like he got into baseball like a few years ago, and then I think settled on the Mets for whatever reason.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Of all the teams, eh?
Yeah.
That seems like a bad choice.
Did you like watch the Subway Series Redux or something? And like,
yeah.
I don't understand how anyone could be a Mets fan unless your name's Andrew Zarian.
And Zarian's a Mets fan.
Seems bad.
Yeah. Jon Stewart's a Mets fan.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Who goes to Mets games? Who would do that? Let's go, baby. Love the Mets. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zarian loves the Mets.
Seems bad. We should text him right now and be like, hey, you want to come and talk about the Mets? I'm going to do that right now. This is what our show is today, by the way, because other than TNA, there ain't much to talk about from the last 24 hours in wrestling. We've got maybe AJ Styles contract news, like maybe, like this may have happened, but like we're not totally sure. This is just what we've been told, and this could be what's going on. That's basically the extent of our show today. Is AJ Styles in that photo that I picked up because I don't know why.
Good photo, by the way.
The stupid glasses.
Yeah, I respect the photo.
I wanted to use the ones from Raw because I thought that was high comedy when he's like, Dom's like, pull out your glasses and read, and AJ's like, pull out my glasses and read, and punch you in the face, and he pulls out his friggin' glasses. I thought that was the best because I didn't get to talk about any of the good shows this week. Not that Raw was any good. He puts on his glasses. Jesus Christ, we're actually going through with the bit. Oh, high comedy. Anyway, want to talk about the Mets.
That
sounds like we're bullying Zarian of like, hey, come talk about the Mets. That doesn't sound like a fun
talk about your sadness.
Yeah.
Like give us your pain. I mean,
the Mets doing that poorly, are they?
I assume so.
Yeah, they've fallen off recently.
Well, the Jays are currently in first place, which is
the Jays are hot right now.
That's the annual bit. I don't think people really understand. The Jays always have like a great fresh start, and then they just.
It's Toronto in general's annual bit. They always, it's like it's consistently loosey with the football. Like, how do people keep falling for it every year? They look good. They look like, oh man, this might be our year in every sport somehow. And they always fall. Without failure.
The Mets are only a game and a half out of first place in their division. So they're not doing terrible.
There you go.
They're in a good spot in the wild card. They're a top wild card team in the National League. So they're doing okay. They're doing fine.
The response I got, by the way, was when. So I'm saying there's a chance. And I said, now we're killing time this morning.
He doesn't know when our show airs. That's fair.
Well, it's not like his show is airing, either of them.
Hey, he's actually, probably got plans and stuff for 4th of July. While, us, we don't have anything to do him. Might go to the pool later on, get some root beer floats and all that stuff. Have a good time at the pool.
My kid's doing a pizza pickup this afternoon.
What is a pizza pickup?
Well, literally, when we go to pick them up, there will be pizza and other families there.
They should get to throw it at you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I thought they were pitching pizza at kids.
Yeah. It was very cute this morning. He woke up and he's like, "It's pizza day," and I'm like, "Buddy, we have too much pizza around our house to really know when it's actually a special pizza."
Why are you like letting him
dictate the food?
No, Why are you like raining on his pizza parade? Like, we already got pizza around my house.
Jeremy,
let the men enjoy the pizza.
You as a father should know more than anything. If you can crush their souls, you crush their souls. You set their expectations.
Not when it comes to pizza though. We do pizza weekend every weekend in this household. You know, we get a pizza every single. We actually made pizzas last night. We got a little homemade crust and sauce and cheese, and we baked them. So we made pizzas last night. But we do pizza weekend every weekend. We get pizza from somewhere. You know, there's like 4 or 5 different places around here. We switch it up every weekend.
I actually got for this weekend. I was contributing to our lunch, and I bought 2. Basically, it's the place we always used to go as when we had like big family gatherings as children. One of the things we would get that wasn't homemade was Italian bakery would make these tomato pizzas. Like there's a tomato one and a zucchini one. They're like homemade by this Italian bakery, and I picked those 2 up. So I'm also having pizza either today or tomorrow.
There you go. See, never a bad time for pizza. Never a bad time. Except if you're Joel, you're like, we already got 2 pizza. You don't need more, kid.
You don't know what we do when we do pizza.
You've had enough joy. It's misery from here on out. Here's some Terramana.
That's fun. Here's a fridge door in Terramana. Start working on it.
Yeah, I mean, Terramana's fun.
It's great. The thing that we do is that when we do pizza, there's a place on Uber Eats that does a 2-for-1 special. You can get 2 medium pizzas for $17. Okay, 2 toppings, 2 medium pizzas. So we order from there and we get 4 pizzas because that'll last us for quite a while, several days. And that's how we do pizza night, because it becomes pizza night and then pizza morning and then pizza afternoon and then pizza evening and then pizza morning, and just lather, rinse, repeat until you're done. But for the price, you can't go wrong. Yeah. 2 for $17. Let's go.
Yeah. That is a good deal.
And it's good toppings. It's not like, you get pepperoni or cheese. No, you can do like butter chicken sauce. And then with the butter chicken sauce, you can do like a chicken and a pepper, or a chicken and a mushroom. Like, it's good. That's what you do.
See. We got to keep it basic around here. With 12 of these little rugrats running around, you can't be getting every single topping that they like, because then somebody else won't like it. So it's like, you get cheese or pepperoni. Pick one.
Sounds like hell. My kid just wants pepperoni and corn. And I'm fine with that. Fire roasted corn.
Corn on a pizza?
Yeah, it's good. Try it.
Like, I feel like it's probably good. I'm actually like not doubting that it's good. I've just never had it.
Like, I guess the fire is sweeter, sort of. Like, I don't see it would add much to the pizza.
It tastes good. I like it. It's we did a couple nights ago. This actually like stopped our TNA post show dead in its tracks. I made chicken donuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally a chicken nugget in the shape of a donut.
Oh, all right. That's less exciting now.
What did you think it was?
A donut that tastes like chicken.
I mean, technically, it's what it is, because
sort of, yeah.
The breading was a little sweeter, but it turned out pretty good.
That's kind of what I thought it would be. Like, it's like a donut with like a chicken breading and everything. I don't know. I pictured it in my head as something different. One of these ballparks is gonna make this thing now, because they make all these weird concoctions. They're gonna make these like chicken donuts that are like actual like chicken donuts, not just like chicken nuggets shaped like a donut.
I will never forget Phoenix 2019 Rumble. They were talking about, remember they did the burger? They had the Rumble burger, and it was like $18, and they sold out when doors open.
Yeah,
it was wild. I sat in line. I wanted one so bad. Didn't happen, man.
Well, Joel's also dumb then.
I'm not going to pretend that I wouldn't. I mean, I'm like a sucker for novelty food stuff at like ballparks. Like,
I haven't been to a ballpark enough to like get the novelty kind of stuff, but I understand. Dude, Vala, chicken and waffles, that's one of my favorite things in the world. Like, we got a waffle place up the street, and they do chicken and waffles. I get it every single time. It's so good. So good. It's a perfect mixture.
Meet the Royal Rumble Burger. We put an 18-ounce pork bratwurst patty on a toasted onion roll. Then we added cheddar cheese, smoked bacon, crispy coleslaw, fried onions, and barbecue aioli. Then we topped it with fried mac and cheese wedges, available Sunday at the Royal Rumble. To which Seth Rollins had replied, "This is what I'm here for." And I think Bryan Danielson replied, Chase Field should be ashamed of themselves, made from factory farm pig, an intelligent and extremely social mammal, and the cheese from cows whose babies were ripped away from them. Then the heart disease delivered to the people who eat it. Hashtag shame. Hashtag the worst generation. This was 2019, by the way. Don't forget.
Yeah, he still believes that. It's
Yeah.
An excuse every tyrant in history has made. The reality is you just want to line your pockets. Prove me wrong by giving 100% of the profits from the Royal Rumble Burger to Phoenix Children's or similar charity. That is what the people want. Jesus Christ, Brian.
Yeah, get the asses, Brian.
Yeah. I mean, he's right, but also give me that heart disease. No one loves me.
Yeah, didn't he grab the burger and throw it on the ground?
Probably.
Yeah,
Happy birthday to the ground. Yeah.
And then Chase Field's like, we just give the people what they want, and clearly the Royal Rumble Burger is what they want. Hold on, I gotta find this. Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rumble Burger.
Brian was so good. I mean, Brian's great at everything, but that Planet's Champion run absolutely ruled.
Oh, it was very good. Oh yeah, here it is. There's a whole video from the kickoff. He's holding it and he just throws it down.
Yeah.
I can't wait to destroy it, he says. Oh god, I can't. Okay, just go to Google and search it because I can't pull up the video. But yeah, that was a generational run for Daniel Bryan.
Every Brian Danielson run is the best run ever.
I was there when he brought out that title, the recycled title, and I remember just being like, that rules.
Yeah,
it's a good title.
But his so. Looking at it now, I'm like, man, that is such a babyface thing to do, asking them to donate to charity, blah, blah, blah. But he was a heel. He was a bad guy. Because he had the old man in the chair just being like, God damn, it's going to be so funny because I love meat.
Well,
and I hate helping people.
Exactly.
It seems like a babyface thing for normal people, but in America, it's this is the worst thing you can do is tell us to eat healthy. Absolutely not.
Just ruined everything.
Well,
tell us to recycle.
There was that massive controversial show with Jamie Oliver when he went to West Virginia and lectured people about eating healthy. In hindsight, he comes off more as a villain now because he's really a jerk about it. But there is a massive hatred for Jamie Oliver, the chef now in West Virginia.
It ain't just West Virginia.
Yeah. Because
that's Uncle Roger.
He was real condescending and a real jerk about it. He's
okay. God forbid he makes good food. He's out here trying to make fried rice with chili sham. Come on, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Their education system could afford to make real nice meals. And he's just figure it out.
But let's not leave the people of West Virginia to be completely without blame. Their family tree, after all, is a wreath.
Yeah.
Taking shots at West Virginia. I mean, fair.
Why wouldn't I? Oh, Shucky Ducky, amazing. As an American who lost 92 pounds, 42 kilos, living in Europe. Yeah, Americans be eating crazy. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. The first time, one of the first times I went on a road trip to the States with friends, and I stopped at a truck stop and asked for a medium, and I saw the size that I got. I audibly laughed, and the dude serving me was like, yeah, we get that a lot. I'm like, this is an extra large, and just a large in Canada. I can't believe you served this as a medium for you.
Dude, dollar drink days at McDonald's remind me every year how different we are from the Americans.
Yeah.
So get a large drink, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be good for the whole trip while I'm out here. Get an extra large or a large at McDonald's in these states, and they're like, well, I'm good for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And dollar drink day doesn't exist anymore because, God forbid, things are affordable around here.
How are the eggs?
I don't know. Nothing's affordable, man.
Get a dozen here for $3.93. That's the current going price. How much are they over there? How much are they in Quebec?
It depends. They're usually $3.99.
Right.
No name.
Yeah.
Large eggs. I work at a grocery store, so I should know this.
Yeah, the large eggs are the ones we're after.
Yeah.
It's better when you get the Burberry ones, the 18 packs.
Yeah.
When they're on sale for $5. Come on, people, get on my level. Egg prices, I got you. You want prices on weird shit? Got you. €4 for, was that €4 for 24 eggs in Spain? That's like $8, isn't it? Canadian?
It's 1.2 million Canadian.
That is true.
Yeah. Our economy's not doing well.
$6.50 for 24 eggs. That's pretty good, actually. I'll take that. But the eggs are small. They're like quail eggs. They didn't tell you that much.
Mhm.
$4.50 US. Yeah, but the eggs are small.
Yeah.
That hurts. Anyway, so TNA Slamversary is coming up.
I mean, last year was fun.
Last year was fun.
And we found out Joe Biden stepped down right before one of the shows.
That was sitting outside in a beautiful park before the TNA tapings for the Impact tapings, which by the way, they did them at like 4:00 in the afternoon, which was just perfect. And we're all sitting outside just enjoying our time before doors. And then we're like, oh, Joe Biden stepped down. And we're just like, oh, this is a pretty good day, all right.
Yeah.
What happens next?
It's such a weird memory we all have together now.
It's amazing. That was the last time anyone was ever happy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The last day we all hoped together.
Last year with Slamversary was a lot of fun. I don't know why I stayed in the hotel I stayed at, but I did. I should have stayed somewhere else, but regardless, that was a good weekend. It was a fun weekend. Even getting caught trying to do an interview that I should have done.
I do remember that. I don't know what happened on Slamversary last year. I could not tell you.
PCO and AJ Francis had a hardcore match. PCO was the one who brought the house. Wrestlers paid $500 to participate in the Battle Royal pre-show. And and Speedball brought back Earl Hebner.
Earl Hebner. Yeah, okay.
Which it was the funniest thing because they thought it was going to be this huge like mystery payoff. When meanwhile, when you walked in the door, they had like the signing tables and they had the big cutouts, not the cutouts, the big boards of like who's signing where and for how much it costs. And like Earl Hebner's right there on the piece of paper, like on this big blow up board. And I'm like, if you just read it, you're like, Earl Hebner, what the hell's he doing? Oh, it's Montreal. So they gave that one away. Also, I saw him at the hotel. That was weird. You want to talk about town hotels being weird, and don't stock talent. So I'm invited there to do something that morning. And every time I'm in a town hotel, I feel so friggin' awkward. And that particular morning was especially awkward because I was meeting someone for an interview. And it was just, seeing all these people walk in and they were all running late because their flights got canceled. So it was like Dreamer, Santana, and I think Hebner all came in a car together and like drove overnight and arrived at like 3 a.m. And that was just like that was an awkward
like Gresham missed his match.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be the match against Kushida, and Kushida still came out in his gimmick. And then the whole point of their match was it was a big gimmick. It was not great. Who did he face instead? Was it Casey? No, Casey was brought in later. Rich Swann? He ended up facing someone random. Like they shifted some stuff over, but
they just threw a match together because he did all that paint. And you
brought him out.
And he did the meet and greet before with the poutine.
Poutine meet and greet. Oh god, the poutine meet and greet where like there was so much poutine left over and people didn't really know. And then you and I walked over and just started rifling through it and eating it.
I was just looking for a water bottle. There were no water bottles left.
Those were gone.
All the poutine was left.
We're just sitting there eating poutine, waiting for doors to open. Like they had brought in Kushida is in his full gear, full gimmick, and he's doing this again. Letters all over. He's painted up and he's doing it. And they just brought him out there to stand there. And English is not his first language. He's just struggling, and he's standing there with Ross, who's the head of PR, and it's so awkward because it's this big glass area where people are waiting to come in, and this is supposed to be some exclusive meet and greet, and we're all just there. We're all just watching it unfold. Oh, that was a hell of a night. And so last year's Slamversary was on the backs of PCO and Speedball. And now this year, it's supposed to be on the backs of Mike Santana and presumably Matt Cardona, because he'll be part of this thing too. Yeah. I put it out there. I said it on socials. I said it last night on the post show. If Mike Santana does not win the TNA World Title at Slamversary, I'm quitting the post show. Okay. I'm leaving the TNA post show if Mike Santana does not win.
And then the next week we get introduced to Joel 2.
I will.
Joel Jr.
I'm just gonna put on a mask.
Yeah.
El Grande Perlicano.
Yeah.
El Grande Canadiano.
I hope that Joe Hendry wins the title.
Because you don't want me to make money.
Yeah.
I want to see if you're a man of your word.
I said that I would do the post show for Slamversary, of course, because I'm watching it to do the post show. I said that if Santana doesn't win, I will do Impact Live that Thursday, and then that would probably be my last show. Not probably. I said that'd be it. I would stick around for Impact Live because live shows are fun, but other than that, ain't no way I'll be done if they screw me out of the Mike Santana moment.
Folks, I have real breaking news, not
thank
news,
God.
like actual fun breaking news.
Ooh, fun.
It was actually breaking like last night, but
okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
The request has been sent to Brian Alvarez for the cameo to Zeno Hour. There is a 7-day delivery, so we will see within the next 7 days. There was an option for a 24-hour thing for $5 extra. I don't care that much to spend $5 extra to get it in 24 hours. We can wait 7 days. It's fine. So within 7 days, we will have the cameo from Brian Alvarez burying Zeno Hour for being the top commenter.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope it's done by Monday. And there's no reason why it shouldn't be, because there's nothing going on this weekend for Brian to get tied up with.
You don't know. He might have a lot of cameo requests.
Come on.
Why are you hating on Brian?
He's not a dude who's getting.
Jeez, y'all are mean.
I'm sure he does great cameo requests, but I'm just saying it's not going to be the number one, like the thing children are beckoning for is Brian Alvarez.
Y'all are mean.
Okay. No, but seriously, he'll probably have it done tonight.
Well,
no, you got to pretend to be busy. You got to wait a day.
American Day, that's fine. He'll do it during SmackDown. Anyway,
it's back to 2 hours tonight. Let's
go. You know what the best part is? It's pre-taped, so Netflix is gonna throw that shit up without commercials. So the show's gonna be like 90 minutes tops. Rules. Yeah. Oh, it's great. SmackDown was taped. He has time. Oh, what's up, Pluggo? How you doing?
Pluggo. Yeah, both Jeremy and I got to experience. Speaking of, we were talking about the Mets earlier. Our team's winning a championship this year. You with the Thunder and me with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. Yeah. It's a nice feeling, right?
Yeah,
it's nice. Yeah.
Like I was very much where you were the shows before. Luckily, I only do one show a week.
Oh, and yeah.
The emotional collapse I almost had after the LA game, the snow game, where they almost won it. I was not in a good place mentally.
See, it's easier to do one show a week, obviously, because depending on when the show is, you can like recover.
Yeah,
a little bit. And with football, it's just different because it's just one game.
Yeah,
during the playoffs, so it's like, all right, you lose, it's over.
Yeah,
at that point, like the emotional roller coaster of a 7-game series is just is just annoying
because you always have hope. Like you could be 3 down, just give us one more.
Yeah, I guess he was down 2-1 in 2 different series, and it's like, oh my gosh, like if we lose game 4, it's basically over. Like we're down 3-1. Oh yeah, the emotional roller coaster of a 7-game series is just so annoying. One game in football is also just very annoying. Like, oh well, that's it. It's done with. We don't get another shot, so that also sucks.
The most like emotionally devastating and like cinematically beautiful thing in sports is the penalty shootout in football or soccer.
Oh, I hate it.
Like we literally just watched it last week Canada was in the Gold Cup against Guatemala, the quarterfinal, and it went to penalties, and just like it's so rough on the players taking those kicks because like they're like people have had their lives threatened for putting one over the bar. Like what's funny is way we grew up, despite like my dad's from Trinidad, my mom's Italian, and my dad raised us to be Brazil soccer fans because he was a diehard Pele fan. When '94, when it became the thing we would say when somebody screwed up, was somebody Baggio'd it, because he famously in the '94 World Cup put it clean over the bar against Brazil. So anytime one of us would screw up, my dad would be like, "Oh, you Baggio'd it."
I don't like the penalty kicks in soccer because, I mean, I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world. But, you know, it's like hockey when they do the shootout and they only do it for the regular season. It's like fine in the regular season because whatever, it's the regular season. But the thrill of like hockey OT in the playoffs is the most maddening, but also the most beautiful thing in the world. And like I like that with soccer as well. But yeah, going to the penalty kicks in soccer, I understand why they do it. I like the golden goal better. But like I get why they do it. And yeah, there's so much pressure on those dudes. Like when I watch it in it's been forever, and my memory on this stuff sucks. But I know like Team USA women's team won in penalty kicks many years ago, decades ago. At this point, that was like the Brandy Chastain, Mia Hamm. Yeah, they won on penalty kicks, and like it was very thrilling. But I just like the overtime one goal to win it instead of the penalty kicks.
See, I like
one in 2007.
Who won what in 2007?
My team won in 2007.
The
Ducks? The Ottawa Red Blacks?
The Ducks. Oh, I guess the Red Blacks. The CFL doesn't count. Nobody watches the CFL except for my one friend, and I'm like, stop it. He's like, no, I really like the CFL. I'm like, nobody really likes the CFL.
Was it 2 years ago the Alouettes won?
Who cares?
I don't know anything about CFL. Y'all are...
See, that's the point. Nobody cares. They're the Britt Baker of sports.
It was like their first win since Anthony Calvillo retired, which was like 20 years. The Argos won 24. The Alouettes won 23. The Argos won 22. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers won in 21. It's just the same teams over and over again. The Red Blacks won in 2016. Did anyone care? No. Some people may have in Ottawa, but like we didn't care. They almost merged with whatever thing the Rock's XFL is now, the AFL, UFL. Yeah, the Rock wanted to merge with the CFL, and it didn't work out. Like that was his first move before he became the UFL.
The only thing the CFL has produced is Roman Reigns and Doug Flutie,
and the Rock getting cut and setting him on this journey, which was like, I wonder if him buying it was just a way for him to finally win the Grey Cup. Like he was going to put himself on the damn thing. Yeah, he was going to put himself on the BC Lions.
The worst. This is why nobody likes the CFL. This is why nobody takes it seriously. By the way, CFL, if you're hiring, I will take a job.
Yeah.
I feel like the CFL is actually like fun and stuff if you actually
not
sit down. It's
no.
Not. Okay.
I made it three quarters. I was like 3 innings. No, 3 quarters. And I was like, I'm out.
That's the problem, and like, that's the problem with kind of quote unquote minor league stuff, and why like the XFL failed and the USFL failed. It's like nobody wants to watch these players that we know aren't as good as the NFL players. Like you're watching a B-level product. And we know it's a B-level product. It's not like wrestling where it's like, oh, well, these AEW wrestlers are really good. These independent wrestlers are really good just because they're not in WWE. It's like we know these guys just aren't good enough to be in the NFL. If they were, they'd be in the NFL. And that's a tough sell to get people to watch that kind of stuff when there's just so much else on as well. It's just like, why am I watching these B-level players, maybe even C-level players? At least the USFL and the XFL were trying to run during the summer when NFL wasn't around. So it's like, football, let's go. I don't know when the CFL runs.
It's running now.
Okay.
Yeah,
it runs till November. It's the Grey Cup final, I believe.
Yeah, end of November.
Yeah.
Arena football did rule. I did love this arena football.
I remember, like, I started watching it when the 04 NHL lockout happened. I got into arena football.
Yeah. They made an arena football video game that was pretty fun for its time. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to minor league hockey. Grays is right. Guaranteed a fight each game. Not only that, shout out to the Ontario Hockey League, the OHL, and the Ottawa 67s. When I was a kid, that was where I would go. We'd go watch the 67s play. They won the Memorial Cup a couple of years. It was a good time. Good times. And the PWHL is good stuff.
That's just like minor leagues. So it's like, those players, some of those players are going to be in the NHL one day. Some of them might already be drafted by NHL teams. They're just spending another year in the minor. Again,
what's funnier, sorry, I was going to say what's even funnier. So my connection to the OHL and to the 67s is even deeper because my sister went to the school that they all went to because for some godforsaken reason, they would all go to Canterbury High School. Canterbury was also known as like an arts school. So those who excelled in the arts would go to Canterbury. My sister was one of those people because she excelled in visual arts. She was in regular classes with all these 67s players, including like Zenon Konopka, who became pretty well known in the Islanders. Right. He has a weird name. But like some of these guys were just dead ass dumb, which should surprise nobody. No. But like she would have so many stories about these stupid hockey players that she'd have to sit in class with. And I'd listen and I'd be like, yeah, but they're good at playing hockey. And she's like, that's what they're here for.
I watched a handful of Winterhawks games during the draft year when Seth Jones was on the team because the Avs had the number 1 overall pick and there was the debate of do they go McKinnon or Seth Jones. So I was watching some Winterhawks with Seth Jones. Then I was watching, I forgot McKinnon's, Halifax, the Mooseheads. I was watching McKinnon and Druin on Halifax as well to get a look at like, which one of these players are going to be on the Avs. Fortunately, they made the right pick. Although Seth Jones has the cup now. Good on him. Yeah, he's the 4th defenseman for this Florida team that's never going to lose.
I am seeing this question from Zeno Hour. Would Toronto support their own NFL team or is it Bills country? When the Bills come, they support the Bills, but otherwise Toronto just kind of roots for whatever team they've glommed onto.
Yeah. I remember like one of the last times the Bills were for sale, there was a Canadian group that wanted to move them to Canada, which is like 3 blocks over.
Yeah. I don't think Toronto's ever going to get an NFL team.
No, then they'd have to rename it the International Football League.
I don't think, because I'm not even sure who's up next for football, honestly.
They're really trying to push London. England. Yeah, they're really trying to push London.
Yeah, they're never going to do an internet, like a actual international team. That travel is too brutal. Yeah,
like making a schedule for that too, and like a team has got to play them, then fly back and like have a Thursday night game because money.
Yeah, that's too much.
Well, right now, like any team that like does the international game, they get a bye week. Off of that. But now, if you're talking like a team is playing 8 home games over there, how are you going to give them a bye week after every single week? Like it's not fair to that team. Like they're never going to have an international team on that level. It's just the travel is going to be too much to where they're not going to be able to make it work, and they're always just going to be at a disadvantage.
I have a very important question to ask Lawrence.
Okay.
That's probably not true, but okay.
Had you stayed in town this weekend, would you have gone to Maple Leaf Pro?
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up. I would have. And it's funny you were bringing up Slamversary last year because they were once again on the back of PCO and on the back of Speedball Mike Daly at a random arena.
The Colisée de Laval that's a spot.
Wait. Why are you asking wrestling questions?
Well, because first of all, the House of Pain match, it contains your favorite wrestler, Billy Gunn.
That was a draw for me. I'm like, man, I wish I was there to see Billy Gunn referee a match. Or is he yet?
I legitimately did not know this Maple Leaf show was happening this weekend. Like,
You're not aware. Yeah, you got the
I've heard about it. I knew it was coming up. I did not realize it was this weekend. I even saw a couple days ago that it was this weekend, and then I forgot about it again because that's how my brain works. And you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that is, I guess, this weekend. D'Amore usually does like 300 media interviews leading up to these things, and I've not seen him do a single one.
Even he knows what this show is. He knows this is the PCO show. Like, he's got Josh Alexander defending the MLP Canadian title against Ace Austin. That's not a knock at Ace. That's not a knock at anyone. It's just Tom Latimer, Matt Cardona for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. That's a match.
Cardona might win that title.
Fine, good for him. Maybe Dark State will show up from NXT and do something. They got Shotzi and Giselle Shaw for the women's championship. Shotzi, who's unfortunately injured, she's got that broken arm, but she's still doing the match. And Giselle is the women's champion. Like, it's probably not going to change. Hammerstone and Rohan Raja for the PWA, the championship grail, or the champions grail. It's another one that just kind of showed up in this company. Rohan Raja in the title. Good Brothers and the War Dogs. Sure, yeah. Why not?
Well, how? So I don't know what the buzz is in Canada. Clearly, it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot. But in America, it's tough to get buzz this weekend because it's a vacation weekend. Like, July 4th falls on a Friday, so people have the day off, and then it's the weekend, so people just aren't paying attention to a whole lot this weekend because it's like, oh well, it's a vacation weekend for us. It's Celebrate Independence weekend for us. So like the buzz in America, this is where D'Amore usually does a good job of like doing a bunch of interviews, and clearly this weekend he like hasn't done. At least I haven't seen a ton. So it doesn't feel like this card's getting a lot of buzz in America. I don't know what it's getting in Canada. But this is the problem when you try to run, and this isn't a knock on Maple Leaf Pro. This is literally any company in existence. You're kind of double-edged sword here, or catch-22, one of the two. Maybe neither of the two, honestly. You either run on like a standalone weekend where there's nothing running, and you hope that, oh, well, there's no wrestling this weekend. I will get all the wrestling fans for myself. But in doing so, you have less buzz because no one's concerned about wrestling that weekend. Or you run on a weekend where there is other wrestling, and then people are paying attention to wrestling, and maybe you can siphon some of that, but you're overshadowed by a bigger company that's running that weekend. So it's kind of, is catch-22 the right word for this? Am I right? Am I doing this
kind of.
Right? Anybody?
Yeah. Okay. So the Colisée is 3,500. So they're probably close to about 4,000 with floor seats. Looking at the ticket map on Ticket Pro, which is where you can buy the tickets, their Category 1 regular tickets, which I'm guessing are ringside, like the floor, they're sold out. Those were $160 tickets Canadian. There are very few tickets left. Like, they look like they've sold most of it. And again, they're doing it on the back of PCO. They're not doing it as like a, you have to watch this show. They're doing it as this is like their live event, right? This is like their super card type of show that it happens to be on Triller, but don't expect something massive because this is about PCO coming into like his territory and having a big Haas match, and Billy Gunn's there for some reason because he's got to get himself over. No, they're just doing stuff. That being said, talking about the timing, last weekend would have been worse because Canadians had we had this past Tuesday. Most people took the Monday off, so that became an extended weekend for everyone. My kid's daycare was open. We brought him. There were only like 10 kids in his class that showed up, and there's normally 20 plus. So that's just kind of giving you a little snapshot of what last weekend was. This weekend, it's big. It's more America weekend, but everything here is still open. Nothing changes. So it's not a long weekend here. It's just a regular weekend, and people are clearly going to the show. They'll probably have some walk-ups, and PC will probably sell them to his students too to fill out the rest of it.
Yeah, or I was about to say he's going to do another battle royal.
Yeah.
So clearly the buzz in Canada is good, which is it's all you really want. Like, you're selling tickets in Canada. So, but again,
it's on the back of one guy, which is fine. Like, again, if you're selling your tickets, it's totally fine. That's why, like, the Slamversary last year, where there was like PCO and Speedball, like we understood why it was doing so well. The 6-man main event, like it didn't matter because people were there to watch the X Division title match with Speedball and Ali and the PCO and AJ Francis match because it's PCO. And like most people left after the PCO match, like they got up and walked out, a bunch of them. So he's a draw there. Like it's his home spot. Like, he's very popular, and all the power to him for that.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
At least seems to understand that
Of course.
all right, we have PCO, we should utilize him in this way. Utilize your draw to sell the tickets to where you're at. This is basic wrestling 101.
And I think PCO's been doing, and Lawrence, you can probably speak to this better than me, probably has been doing the rounds on like Quebec media, whether that's newspaper, like print, TV, digital, whatever. Like I'm sure they've got him doing stuff.
Yeah, like RDS and stuff. Like, and you're right too. Like also, like had they done it last weekend, not only was it Canada Day, but it was a few days after in Quebec, because we don't actually get Canada Day off. We get Saint Jean Baptiste. So it's like squished between two holidays. So like our Quebec has their own national holiday, and like Union here don't really recognize Canada Day, so we have to work that day. We don't work the week before.
Bunch of back asswards, cowards.
Yeah.
But the show, I mean, listen, the show will be well attended. People will have fun. The card is what it is. Like, it's not bad. It's just like it feels so random in a lot of ways. The 6-man scramble is like, it's ridiculous. You've got Jonathan Gresham, Psycho Mike, who rules, TJP, Michael Allen, Richard Clark, Bhupinder Gujjar, and Speedball. And it's like, there is no scramble title, which has suddenly become a thing, the scramble title, which I don't hate. But like, that is a scramble. The rest of the card is just like, Stu Grayson and Sheldon Jean are having a match. I love both those guys. But that is the most like Canadian here damn match I've ever heard of. And I'm looking forward to just seeing it.
Yeah.
I thought about going to the show, but like Jeremy said, it just kind of snuck up on you.
Exactly. Like literally we were the week, it was announced the week after we like finally settled on a date for this bachelor party. Like, nope, no one's got anything this weekend. No, we finally settled.
Gotta cancel your plans and be like, I gotta go to this Maple Leaf Pro
event. Gotta see PCO, baby. Am I not from Quebec if I don't go see PCO every time he's here?
I'm fine without seeing PCO.
Yeah.
It's like PCO and Dan Maff. Jimmy Jacobs is in Dan Maff's corner for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And Billy Gunn is the special referee. Again, like the most what are we doing here moment. And it's on top. It's just a hardcore match. This is the most random house show they've done. And then they're going to be in Toronto next month, I think, for a show in August. Maybe it's September. But they're doing that, and it's downtown at Mattamy. I might go. For that one, I might go because it's in my town. And, you know, let's take a look. Maple Leaf Pro Toronto show. That's got to be coming up. They don't actually have it listed on their own website. That's fantastic. What are we doing here? Toronto. I know that they... July... Yeah. No, that's old. What is whatever. There's a show coming. Someone will tell me when it is. Tomorrow it's All Eyes on that show, the July 5th show. Then they'll come to Toronto and maybe I'll go. Yeah, it's all just this. Anyway, so you'd be going if you hadn't had this thing going.
It's also Comic-Con weekend in Montreal. I think one wrestler was like, I saw him like the comic. I saw him like one of the Comic-Con thing was like, I forget which actor was going to be in town. It's like, I'm actually wrestling a show, but can I meet up afterwards?
Paul Walter Hauser?
I wish Paul Walter Hauser was coming.
Who's coming to the show?
One of the wrestlers who was trying to get one of the people who are at Comic-Con to like either meet up after or see like if he was still doing appearances.
Gotcha. Is anyone like interesting coming to this thing? I'm on the website. I see Elijah Wood. I see Shatner.
William Shatner.
Yeah.
I wanted to go. I was debating going today to meet John Cassier, the voice of the Crypt Keeper.
I see the voice actors from Rick and Morty. Boy, there is not much going on here.
Yeah.
Mark Henry. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, Mark Henry and Rikishi are both there.
Of course, Rikishi's gonna spend 20 minutes talking about his son.
So,
No,
which one?
no, just the
Just
one.
Jay.
Just Jay. Oh, Will Wheaton is going to be on the show, or is going to be at the event. Oh, there's Andy. Okay,
Yeah.
I see our pal Andy Belanger who did
yeah,
the interview
every
with
year.
us. Who else is that? Yeah, it's okay. Sure, go to Montreal Comic Con if you want to go meet Rikishi and and Mark Henry. Maybe I'll go to Montreal Comic Con, do an interview with Mark Henry. Well, big men aren't used the same way as they used to be. Mark Henry's very upset about that. He thinks that the big men are being mistreated in wrestling now.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong. He doesn't know how. Triple H doesn't quite know how to book big men, and then just like ends up releasing them, like
or signing them to another multi-year contract.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. They just do. Who's the most famous celebrity you've ever met? Who's got an answer for this question?
Like, I've met a lot of celebrities, but most of them are like wrestlers or sports figures, so I don't know how much they count. I mean, they count, but I don't know. You guys go ahead. I'll try to think.
Lawrence?
I'm literally trying to think of non-wrestlers, and just like I know there's like a few. I just can't think of like anyone hitting me. Like the second I get off, I'm gonna remember somebody immediately, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did meet that person though. Joel, do you have anyone off the top of your head?
I'm trying to think. I'm also
What a terrible segment this is.
Yeah.
Someone would have an answer so that they would jog my own.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a ton of
literally
would like that.
The first one, and I'm not kidding, that came to my head. I've lived too long in this province. That was their former premier, Jean Charest, who
Joel,
during
you
the
met the prime minister or whatever, right?
Oh, that was the mayor of Toronto.
Mayor of Toronto.
Said hello. That was about it. It's like, I'm not a starstruck person. I can't think of like the only time I've really been nervous going into an interview was the one we did with Billy Corgan at the time, and that was just because my brain was all messed up.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was not feeling it. I was just like all over the place.
Yeah, you were a little bit palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy going into that interview.
Yeah, I don't know why I was frazzled. That was it.
I'm just remembering like, oh yeah, all those years I spent at Just for Laughs. Like I met Michael Cera, Edgar Wright. What's his face? The director, not Ivan Reitman, his son, Jason Reitman.
I don't know.
There's quite a few that just like I did. Like the funniest one was with like Michael Cera, who like was right before the brought back Arrested Development on Netflix.
That was unfortunate.
And and it was Mitch Hurwitz in like the middle of the hotel, and like a bunch of people were surrounded. Like Mitch Hurwitz and him were talking because they're both like invited there for different reasons. And like I'm watching them, like the creator of the show that I love, and like one of the actors from the dog. And then after they finish talking, I go from like a kindly ask for a picture. He's like, "No, I'm going to this conference." And the funny thing, we were both going into the same conference, and then awkwardly sat a row away from each other. I'm like, God damn it. Like, why do we have to also sit near each other? And I have beef for life with Michael Cera now. He's a smaller person too. He's like a lot smaller than I thought he'd be.
He's small. He's small to best of time. When you think he's big, he's small.
Yeah, most actors are small.
I had lunch with Geddy Lee from Rush inadvertently. I was with a friend at a Holt Renfrew, and she was picking up something. I was just hanging out with her for the afternoon because I had a free afternoon. We went. She's like, "You want to have lunch? It's on me because I just dragged you out shopping." And I was like, "Sure, why not? I don't care." She's like, "Yeah, my parents paying." So anyway, we went up there. And Holt Renfrew is pretty hoity-toity. I was not expecting to do that. So we sat down, and Geddy Lee and his business manager walk in, and they sat at the table next to us. And for some reason, someone said something that got all four of us talking, and we all sat down and had lunch together. So there you go. Geddy Lee and I had lunch.
Lasted 45 minutes longer than it should.
Probably,
yeah. Just
there
like every Rush song.
It's
still going.
There have been moments like that. I'm trying to think. There was something else in the back of my head that I was trying to remember, but SB3 is going to talk about the 50 billion people that he's met and probably fangirled over, right?
I don't fangirl, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just shake their hand and say, "Oh my God, I loved you in your second term as president of the United States of America."
No, I was asked because I can save this segment by all the people that I met. So I met Barack Obama. That's the most famous person that I've ever met.
Did you do a podcast with him in your basement?
Did I tell you this story, Jeremy? I feel like I told you this story.
I feel like you've told this story before, yes.
Yeah, so I met Barack Obama. My sister got invited to a White House party in 2011, December 2011. It was a Christmas party, and I got to meet Barack Obama and shake his hand. And this was a couple of days after the Los Angeles Lakers got denied the trade to get Chris Paul.
Yeah.
So everybody was talking about like politics and stuff like that with Barack Obama, but I knew Barack is an NBA mark, kind of like me and Jeremy. So I said, "Is there any way that you can veto and put Chris Paul back on the Lakers?" And I was the only person who made Barack Obama laugh that day. So,
I mean, that's the abuse of power we need.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
I mean,
you should use your power to help me and my
team. At this point, he should have figured there were no rules.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I figured. You're the president of the United States. You could do this, right? You can veto David Stern, that awful commissioner. And yeah, I also met Paul Rudd when I worked at New York Water Taxi. I think I told you this story too, didn't I, Jeremy? Have I told you this?
You've told a lot of stories.
I've met a lot of people.
Yeah, SP3's got stories for days.
I met a lot of people. I worked at hotels. Oh, I don't think I've ever told you when I met Lala.
I met Carmelo's wife.
Yeah, yes. When she was Carmelo's wife. This is what I was working
like
at.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
No, this is what I was working at the Assemblage Hotel, and I was working the front desk. And I came in at like 7 a.m. No. I was working the overnight, actually. I was working the overnight. So it's like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. And Lala comes down on the elevator. And then some dude comes out behind her. So me and my boy, shout out to Frisco. Frisco is the security guard there. We was like, "Yo, did we just catch Lala cheating on Carmelo Anthony?" Great story.
Boy.
Good
Great
Lord.
times. Great times at the hotel.
All my meets are like sports people. I mean, they count, but like I met Vince Carter when I was a kid. I got his autograph. This is at a basketball game in North Carolina. It was like North Carolina alumni all playing in this like charity basketball game. And Vince Carter was there playing in the game. I don't think Jordan was there. Jordan had retired at this point. So Vince was like kind of the big name from UNC. There's a lot of Duke players. I met JJ Redick at the mall. Have I told you that, SP3?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I met JJ Redick at the mall. I've interviewed Luke Kuechly. I've met John Jones. Yeah, it's all sports people.
Yeah, I met Blake Griffin at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival because he was hosting a few days. He was hosting the midnight surprise shows for like 3 days of those. I think he also came back and did his own show, where he's like hosting like a small gala. I think he was hosting a gala like a couple of years later.
I met Strombo, people like him.
Yeah.
George Strombo. So Canadians know who he is. Strombo now hosts on Apple Music. So now he hosts on Apple Music. He's pretty well-known music guy. Big like curator of music. He came into when I worked at The Source, which used to be The Source by Circuit City. Then it was The Source. Now it's owned by Best Buy. So regardless, I used to work there way back. He comes into my store and I'm coming out of a break. So I was in the back room and I come out, I'm looking down like at the floor. I'm not looking straight up. And I just come up and he walks up to me. He's like, "Hey." And I look up, I'm like, "Hey." "Oh, hey." Kind of just like, "Oh, I know who you are." And he asked me like, "Do you have like a wireless keyboard for the Xbox?" I'm like, no, those definitely don't exist just yet. And he's just like, are you sure? Because like I know they exist for this console. I'm like, they don't. I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, okay, well that sucks, man. I'm just like, yeah, well, get the fuck out. And I didn't say it like that. I was more like, yeah, no, it sucks, but that's it. My interactions with quote unquote famous people, I don't register them because I don't care. Like I don't see famous people and get like, oh my God, I have to remember this moment. I don't know if I've told the story here, but one of the funnier ones was my grandmother, who was like all 4'9" of her by the end of her time on Earth. She used to come over to our house for dinner, and then we would drive her back to her apartment, get her up the stairs to her apartment. And one day I'm taking her upstairs. I'm like 13, 14, maybe 15 years old. And we get into the elevator, and in comes this big hulking dude. And my grandmother, God rest her soul, used to watch sports frequently. So that was her thing. And she watched the CFL. She loved the Ottawa Red Blacks. She loved the team. And so she looks at the guy and says, oh, hey, you're so-and-so from the Red Blacks. And then the guy says, yes, ma'am, that's me. She's like, boy, you guys really sucked last night.
This funny story.
Hold on, let me finish. This 80-year-old woman saying this shit, and I'm right there in the elevator. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die in this elevator. He is going to murder me in this elevator, and no one will be the wiser. There are no cameras in here. I'm done. And then this man, this big, tough, hulking man, says, yes, ma'am, it wasn't our best game, ma'am. I'm sorry. And she's like, you'll do better next time. And he's like, yes, we will, ma'am. He gets out of the elevator first, like, have a good night, ma'am. I'm sorry again. The elevator closes. And I'm just like, ah!
You can finally breathe.
Yes.
My brother was like at a bar, at a Montreal bar with like his then girlfriend, and this was like his like peak, like angsty, 20-something punk rocker, and he notices sitting right next to him at this like bar is members of Simple Plan, to which he turns to them and saying things like, you guys suck, right? And to their credit, to their credit, they were very nice. It's like, yeah, we get that a lot, and then bought my brother around.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're playing bigger shows and getting more than our friends ever.
Exactly.
It's like the Nickelback shit. It's like, you guys suck. It's like, if we suck, why do we have all this money?
Somebody likes us, no matter how bad we are.
I'd rather be in a band that everyone hates making lots of money than a band everyone loves making none.
He also did a similar thing to Malcolm in the Middle.
Frankie Muniz?
Frankie Muniz, but he didn't know who it was. He was just like at a clothing store in Montreal, and like he just hears somebody over his shoulder being like, I have better stuff in my closet. And just being sort of like, my brother just out loud, it's like, what a dick. And my brother's girlfriend looks at him, it's like, you know who that was? As he's walking out.
That's awesome. The only other time I've said I know who you are to somebody was when I met Paul Rudd on the New York water taxi. I was working New York water taxi. I let Paul Rudd and his family get on the boat early. And when he passed by me and the deckhand, I was like, I know who you are. And he was like, yeah, I'm George Clooney.
Amazing. That's exactly what it should be.
Well, Senior Nerd, please tell this story. I had a really bad and awkward encounter with Vin Diesel.
Did you try to call him your family? Is that what happened?
Did you pull up next to him? Be like, we'll race you for slips here.
Yeah.
I got a 5-second car. What's up?
Just taking life at a mile at a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. I need this story. Senor Nerd.
Just offer him a Corona.
All right, I just wanted to share my stories of meeting famous people, but you guys are,
SP3.
Thank you, buddy.
You guys are doing great. Nice to meet you, Lawrence.
Nice to meet you
SP3
too.
and I will be back in like an hour watching Goldberg Saudi matches, right? We're going to do this shortly after 12?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That works for me.
All right, so SP3 and I will be doing that shortly after 12, where we're going to watch Goldberg Saudi matches. It's going to be a time, folks. Gonna be
the best time ever. Can't wait. Later, guys.
If you want to watch that, by the way, Fightful Select is the way to do it. Over on our Discord, we drop the link in the Weeds chat. you can go and watch it there. I might pop in. I'll see what we're doing with today. I don't have to make dinner tonight, so my day is exponentially lighter as a result.
I'm gonna go ahead and like set up the stream so I can post that in the chat.
Other than that, the famous people question is like, there were a lot of musicians that I've interacted with and worked with that like it's cool, but again, I never. So when I worked my first cruise ship gig, this kind of changed all of my viewing of celebrity and fandom and all that. I was just like, I'm just a guy who likes playing music on a ship. And then someone who worked on the ship was just like, no, you're an artist, you're a musician, you're getting paid for it, you're a professional, that's what you do. And that's just how I started seeing everything. Was just like, no, I'm a musician, I'm a professional, this is just what I do. Same thing now. I meet people, whether I play music with them or if I'm interviewing them, then that's just what I do. And I don't think of it as like this person's better than me or makes more money than me. It's just, this is a cool opportunity, but I don't go over the moon with like meeting them and all that stuff.
Yeah. So like the place I work now is like a odd, like Montreal celebrity spot, which you wouldn't expect. Like it's looking like I said, like the Premier has shopped there. Both Kevin and Sammy have shopped there. Like, and ironic, weirdly, Sammy not in Quebec, at least in Quebec, not the most famous person with the stage name Sammy that shops there, because comedian Sugar Sammy, like his parents live nearby and also shops there, who's a debatably or bigger deal in Quebec, as he regularly sells out massive comedy shows.
Did you set up the stream already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You did it faster than the guy who's having a crash out on the Twitter side of things.
Oh, I don't care about him.
Nobody does. That's the whole point of this whole comment. Oh, man. Here, just for the short, because we do have to do a short today, don't we?
Yeah.
AJ Styles may have signed a contract extension, but we're not entirely sure. Fightful Select reported in 2024, we obtained a report that AJ Styles' contract was coming due soon. Unfortunately, Styles sustained an injury that had him sidelined for the early part of the year until he returned. However, enough time passed that his contract likely would have been up by now. WWE never announced an extension, and Styles is still actively featured on TV. Fightful Select spoke with people, to those familiar with the situation, who claimed that those close to Styles said he had signed a one-year extension with WWE. We did not get any clarity as to when the extension would have been signed or when it would expire. So basically, all this to say, he may have signed a deal. It may have been an extension. We don't know totally, but he definitely exists. Jeremy Lambert, the whole crux of this whole conversation comes down to one thing and one thing only. Are you aware of what that is?
Do they want some?
AJ Styles should bring back his Twitch channel immediately.
Oh.
The Twitch community.
AJ's Twitch ruled. That was one of the best things that was going during the pandemic, because he just get on there and bullshit and did not care at all. That's why they got kicked off, because he didn't care at all. No, his Twitch ruled. It's sad that he doesn't do it anymore. AJ said multiple times that he was going to retire in WWE, probably be like a talent scout or producer or something like that once he retires. So none of this is all that surprising. Like, he's got a pretty good schedule. He seems to enjoy working the style as he slowed down now. And like we talked about when Kevin Owens, like, oh, is Kevin Owens going to go to AEW when his contract is up? Like, these guys form so many relationships backstage with not only the talent, but with the production people, the camera people, like the catering people, like all of these relationships that it's just tough to give up when you've been there for a decade. It's like, am I really going to try to go to someplace new, even though I might have friends over there, but am I really going to try to go to someplace new that I got to learn everybody? I'm probably not going to be here that long anyway, because I'm almost 50. So it's not like I'm here for 10 years. Like, sometimes you just want to stay where you're comfortable and where you're well known and where everybody knows your name.
Norm, but every time he walks in the door, it's AJ, Alan. How's the world treating you, Mr. Jones?
But you know what I mean? Like that's what people don't take into account.
Yeah.
That people just want to focus on like go to AEW and have great matches with Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, and it's like, yeah, like that sounds really cool on paper, and that sounds really cool if like you can steal them in TEW and stuff. But these are like humans with real relationships with people that you don't even know about. You don't know the names of these people that they are friends with and that they talk to every single day. And so you got to take that stuff into account, and people just don't. They want to fantasy book their dream matches, which is fair, but then don't get mad when AJ decides, yeah, I want to stay in WWE, because I basically, like, I don't know if AJ will slide into a producer role. I don't know if he'll be a scout, but clearly he thinks that he can slide into that role if he wants to. And something like that's just tough to give up. And again, it's tough to give up just the comfort of knowing you're showing up to work, you're going to see certain people, you know certain people are going to do things for you, or you can do things for them. And it's just the comfortability of that, especially when you're older and you got kids and stuff. Like, it's tough to give up comfortability the older you get and the bigger your family is.
I think Ryan's got it right, though. Fantasy book AJ Styles at Effie's Big Gay Brunch. Listen, man, after all the stuff we saw with the Collective and Bloodsport, I don't see a reason why Effie couldn't be like, hey, AJ, what are you doing in WrestleMania week? Come and do the brunch. And AJ Styles just being like, the gay community? All right, let's go. And he'll just
AJ's got to apologize at Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
They do a press conference. And there's this one guy, hey, apologize.
He's like, 20 years ago, I was on a podcast or doing an interview, and I was crabby. I didn't mean anything. That was not about the gay community.
It's like the most like over the top drag queen they can find, and they just bring them in.
That had nothing to do with the gay community. It had everything to do with me just being crabby and waking up wrong and doing media interviews when I didn't want to do a media interview.
I thought they were talking about Rudy Gay. Yeah. I apologize. I wrote a mean tweet to Rudy Gay.
Good show. I thought Rudy Gay was coming to the Thunder because Enos Cantor. Now I'm doing deep cuts right here. Yeah. He stayed with the Kings. I was very mad about that.
Then at the end of the show, he goes and he hugs that person and says, we're all good now.
Him and Effie just have a big hug in the middle of the ring, and it's
they have like an inclusive conversation for 30 minutes about the role of the queer community in sports and the LGBT coming together to represent all people. AJ Styles just like, I seen the light. I saw the light, guys. And I'm bringing back my Twitch channel. Thank God.
Hell yeah. That's what we really need. We need the Twitch channel back.
That's the answer. Listen, if he has to apologize, he's got to bring back the Twitch channel too.
Yeah. He should be allowed to bring that back. People do, they do vlogs now.
Oh, and this is the kicker, by the way. At the end of the Collective, Brett Lauderdale has to do an entire post-collective show where he talks to media and says, I've known AJ for a very long time, and I'm really proud of him. He's changed so much. He's grown, he's learned, and he's accepted responsibility for all these things. And AJ's like, I'm older than you, man. I have more kids than you, man. Oh, God. That's exactly what I need in my life. Lauderdale just being like, I was told to say these things.
They should let sort of left turn. They should let Ricky work some GCW shows as a make good now that he's in WWE.
I think that'd be nice.
Look, we'll let Ricky work these shows, unlike that other company that pulled them because of comments made. We love our partners at GCW.
I'd rather they be petty like that than petty make a all women's show the same weekend as All In, or that doesn't really have any stakes or meaning behind it. Like, I'd rather that than the shit they've been doing. Like, be petty because you want to add, not because you want to take away. Let them work.
Right. Like, that doesn't hurt anybody, that pettiness. Like, you're allowing a talent to work shows that it's good for GCW fans. It's good for wrestling fans who might want to go see Ricky at those shows, and hopefully things go off well. But it's also a goodwill play. Like, it's a petty play towards AEW, yes, but it's a goodwill play towards wrestling fans, and God knows they love that.
We need more Ricky Saints on GCW. I'd pay for that. Who would he face? Would you have him do the Effie match?
Oh, he'd do Effie, yeah.
Who else could he face?
He'd 100% face
him and Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably face Cardona.
Him and Cardona for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Have Ricky attack Vanity Project at GCW. That's a good call, Sean.
Perfect. And then everyone's kind of interloping. They're all working together.
Yeah, it's all SB3 would go crazy for the C-suite crossover.
True.
Over there. Seeing, oh my gosh, it's NXT Star, Ricky Saints, and Vanity Project, Evolve Stars, Vanity Project on a GCW show. The universe just colliding. That's what we need. Ricky vs. Shotzi would be fun. I don't know if they do that because WWE with the intergender stuff, they don't love it. So yeah. I don't think we'd see that, although it would be very fun. Yeah, Ricky attacking Vanity Project is a good shout. They should do it. Come on, WWE. We're giving you free ideas here. Get
Brett in the room. Let's go talk to him. Start pitching things, right? Brett's going to be like, I have been. We're just not doing it. I'll never say that's enough WWE ID shows for me.
Man, they announced that tournament to crown a new champion 8 years ago. And I don't know how closer we are to crowning a new WWE ID champion.
Which came first, chat? The announcement of the ID titles or the Ring of Honor Women's Pure title?
Oh, the ID titles were definitely first.
Were they? They
definitely first. Because that was before Mania weekend. Yeah, I guess maybe the
I feel like the Pure title may have come out
first.
All right,
hold on. ROH Women's Pure title announced. Let's see when we did an article on this. It was April 2020. April 13th technically, because he announced it after Collision, and then they did the segment the following week on ROH TV. So April 13th, give or take. All right, WWE.
So by ID 1 week, April 7th was when Triple H announced the ID titles.
All right.
1 week is what you got in between those two.
Both of them. I knew ID titles were first, so I was still correct. Both of they. Oh man, dude, just neither of these titles actually exist.
No,
it's been 3 months.
It's AI.
3 months.
It's all AI.
We are not any closer to learning of these champions. They're running these ID matches, these tournaments, but they're doing it some convoluted way of.
It's a double elimination, right?
Yeah, it's double elimination, but then it's a single elimination. They switched all the rules up.
Gabe got bored, couldn't keep up with his own product, blew it all up.
And because they do it on different shows, because it's come see WWE ID matches on at this show in Florida, come see the GCW, come see it at FSW. It's all right, where are we doing these things? What are we doing? Just stick to one promotion on running these WWE ID tournament matches, because when you try to do it everywhere, it just confuses people. Wrestling fans are dumb. I don't think they realize that. They think that we're going to give shine to all these independent promotions and it's going to be great. It's no, you're just going to confuse everybody because we're all stupid. So we're not going to pay attention to it. It's too much math. People, they had those fake arguments complaining about the Continental Classic and how that worked. It's this is too much math for me. This is truly too much math for wrestling fans. Those are all bad faith arguments because people just want to be dumb about AEW. This is truly too much math for wrestling fans because it's not centralized to one promotion. It's all you got to watch this Florida indie and this Indiana indie and this California indie to figure out who's in these tournament matches. Like, now you're throwing in geography on top of math? What the fuck?
Well,
I was done with school a long time ago.
Fair. This is why it's like, they remember when the report came out that like Gabe tells the indies who wins which matches in WWE ID and people got their backs up. And I was like, well, this is what they were trying to say. It's like, if it has a tournament, thing behind it, if it has a tournament, reason behind the match, then yeah, Gabe should absolutely call the finish. Gabe should absolutely tell you who's going over, because this is part of his ID program. When it's like random wrestler X takes on WWE ID's Jack Cartwheel, yeah, Jack Cartwheel can lose. That's fine. He usually does. It's GCW, so that's okay. The whole idea was like, we're just booking at different territories to give you a boost, but I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I see someone in the chat saying WWE ID Twitter page says there'll be an announcement. There's an announcement every week with that ID page.
Now, this is like a legit thing. So here's the announcement. Okay. We will have an announcement this Tuesday before NXT about the completion of the WWE ID tournament matches. We are down to the final 6 competitors. Like, there was only like 8 to begin with, I swear. It's like, all right, so 2 people have been eliminated in 3 months. They will then compete in a single elimination tournament with Ice Williams and Brad Baylor, who are both 3-1, getting first round buys due to having the most wins in the opening round. So they're down to 6. I swear they only started with 8. It's like, all right, 2 people have been eliminated. Now it's a single elimination tournament after 3 months. So there you go. I don't know what they're doing with the women's title. Let's see if there's an announcement. Oh, here's okay. There are 3 competitors with the opportunity to become the inaugural women's champion. More info on tournament coming this Tuesday before. So the women are down to 3, because I think they only started with like 6. Oh, there's your WWE ID tournament update. The women's, the ROH Pure Women's Championship, I don't have an update on that because I think they forgot about this whole thing.
I have a theory that they just kind of gave up on it when they realized we don't need another women's. There was pushback. Don't need another women's ROH singles championship. So they did start it. They had an opening match because Deanna was like, there was the big draw.
That wasn't a tournament match.
Wasn't it like the intro to the tournament though?
It was just like a women's peer match. It wasn't a tournament.
Oh, that's even dumber. It was
that baffled me because they had Serena Deeb and Queen Aminata like 8 months ago being like, let's do the first ROH women's peer match, and they're like, and they both agreed to it, and then they never did the match. And then Deanna did a peer match and she won. It's like Deanna wins the first women's peer match in ROH history. Like, wait, didn't Aminata and Deeb have the first peer match, women's peer match? But they never actually did that match. And then Deeb and Aminata was supposed to be like a first round match at Supercard of Honor when Supercard of Honor was in May, and then that got canceled, and then they just never picked it up. So I don't think they actually have this women's peer tournament.
So if you are, this is digging here. If you go to YouTube, the Ring of Honor YouTube page has a playlist.
Yeah.
ROH Women's Pure Championship Tournament. And it starts off with the 4-way. The Ashley Lane, Serena Deeb, Daisy Hayes, Sarah Del Rey. That's an old match, actually. Sorry. That's
a lot of these are old matches.
Then they've got the ROH TV episode. Then they got 4. So they've got Taya versus Hyon. That's recent. Then they've got Aminata and Maya World. That's from 2000.
This next one ain't recent, Joel.
No, it's not. And then they got the Layla Gray and Lady Frost match, which is a little more recent. That's from a month ago. I'm pretty sure Candice LeRae and Deonna Purrazzo are not currently working together in the same company.
But it says get ready for the Women's Peer Championship Tournament, where the first ever women's champion will be crowned. This playlist is your chance to get familiar with the incredible women set to battle it out for the title. So this isn't peer matches. This isn't tournament matches. This is, hey, Layla Gray, Deonna Purrazzo, Queen Aminata, Taya Valkyrie, and Serena Deeb are in the tournament. Here's some select matches from them. But that doesn't give us any information of when this last was updated a month ago, by the way. So this has no actual information. It's just, here's 5 matches with 5 women who were allegedly going to be in this tournament that we actually have never talked about.
2 months ago on Reddit, somebody put in, it was Layla Gray, Taya Valkyrie, Deonna Purrazzo, Queen Amanada, Serena Deeb. They were in the tournament.
Yeah.
And then after that, it just never materialized.
Do you think we can...
I think they just kind of said they scrapped it and they're going to go towards the tag titles instead.
Do you think we can get Deonna in trouble and tweet at her and be like, hey, when's this tournament happening?
Wait a minute. Ryan Lambert just sent me this tweet from July 1st, Ring of Honor Wrestling. Becca makes her return to Ring of Honor as she takes on ROH Women's Pure Title Tournament participant Serena Deeb in a Pure Rules match.
We're back. This 100% never happened.
Ryan Lambert just tweeted it to me.
I don't believe Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. I love you, Ryan, but I don't believe this actually happened.
All right, here it is in the private chat for our hosts today.
I believe it. I mean, I don't, but
it's there. This rules. They're just gonna make it a 4-way pure women's championship.
Okay, so it's a pure rules match. Oh, it is.
No, but they specifically mentioned pure title tournament participants.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like it wasn't part of the tournament though. It was
no, it's not. But they're still promoting that there is a tournament at play.
I'm gonna tweet Deonna. Deonna replies this stuff.
I'm gonna DM her at this point.
Hello, Deonna Purrazzo.
Remember when she was the first ever guest on our show?
We love Deonna. I don't want to get her in too much trouble, but is there still an ROH Women's Pure Title Tournament?
You're just gonna get a shrugging emoji.
Thanks.
She'd be like, you can watch me on the new advertisement for the medical school for New South Hampshire.
You're going to get a message. We're going to get a message from Macklin being like, dude, they're just, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, no. Please, no. Did you also retweet it?
No, I didn't retweet it. What do you
Someone
mean?
just retweeted it.
Oh, I just tweeted it. It's it's going to be it's going to be a hit on Twitter.
I thought for a second that like the Fightful account. No, someone else. I thought the Fightful account retweeted it.
Oh, no.
Oh, that would have been just fantastic. Yeah, do a 6-woman scramble at the pay-per-view.
That's not pure rules. You can't do a 6-woman scramble pure rules match.
Do a hardcore death match for the pure title.
We spend more time talking about the women's pure championship than ROH has. Yeah.
This, by the way, this clip is gonna do like 2 views, but you're gonna have to make a short that's WWE ID and ROH Women's Pure Title. You're gonna have to make a thumbnail for that. I hope you know, because this.
What am I gonna do?
I don't know. Figure it out, Joel. You're creative, allegedly.
It's going to be Triple H holding all of the belts. It's going to be that meme.
Reverse battle royal for the pure title. That would actually rule.
TNA's back.
Yeah, I like the reverse battle. They should do the gimmick on a pole match. Now here's what it is. All right, so it's 6 women, right? It's 6 women, and allegedly, I actually have no idea how many women there are in this match, but we're gonna say it's 6. We know 5 at the very least. We'll throw in one more. Who do we got? We got Deeb, Amanada, Deonna, Taya. Who was the other one that was part of the playlist, Joel?
Did you say Deonna? Or you did.
I said Deonna. Yeah, who was part of the playlist? Come on, Joel. Pull the playlist back up.
No, I don't want to pull nothing back up.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Joel's killing this segment.
But that's the point, because they need to pull off this title.
Layla Gray was the other one. Who else can we throw in there for this? Billy Starks. We'll put Billy Starks in this tournament. She's not doing anything now because they
apparently Billy announced she was in it.
Okay, there you go. So there. Sure. There's the 6 women. There's the 6 women right there. It's 4 poles and a ladder match. All right? So there's 5 possibilities of the briefcases, and the winner, whoever pulls down the briefcase and opens it, and the championship is in there. They love putting briefcases and titles in this company, you know? So it's 4 poles and a ladder. That's what we're booking to crown the first ever women's pure champion.
You know what? This just sounds right.
Yeah, you can even do it at deal or no deal situations. Like you win $50,000 or the pure title.
Do you want to continue? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I love that. No, it's on Feast or Fired. I like the deal. Like you get the money. Oh, you get the money. Yeah, the one briefcase has the championship, and the other briefcases have money. Tony loves doing these. $100,000 matches and all that shit. 3 million pesos matches. So you get money in some of these briefcases, and then maybe there's a Scott Hall picture in one of them just for the bit. But you get money, and it's like, oh, do you want to keep the money, or do you want to continue to go for the pure title? The person who gets like $100,000, like, no, I'll take the money. I don't want this fucking title. Give me $100,000.
If you want to continue the Scott Hall bit, it's actually Booker T gets to announce one of your matches.
Oh, that would rule though.
Yeah.
Well,
Booker T in a pure rules match.
That's a rope break. That's basically how the entire match would go.
Booker T rules, man. Love Booker. Just have 40 women. Why not just do something stupid? I mean, I feel like a 4-pole ladder match is something stupid for a pure rules match. But sure, we'll do 40 women.
Are you about to also add that those 4 poles should have, ring ropes crisscrossing over the top of it, and maybe the briefcase should be in the center?
Ooh. So there's briefcases on each of them, and then there's the briefcase in the center. But then, like, the ladder doesn't...
This is Ultimate X, is what I'm pitching.
Yeah.
Hold on. I know you're pitching Ultimate X.
Well, you don't want to get sued, Joel. You can't just say it out loud. Ultimate Square. It's a square.
Here's what I'm saying with Ultimate X is, so there's the briefcases on each. So you still have to like climb the turnbuckle, and maybe you unhook the briefcase, or maybe you go for the one in the middle. But hold on, remember what was the Ultimate X gimmick? But it was like the platforms, like you remember this?
No.
Oh, I think AJ was in this match. The chat's gonna know.
You think
it was
about
like
King of the Mountain?
No. The chat's gonna know. It was like Ultimate X, but it was platforms. I swear I'm not making this up. This is the real thing that happened. So anyway, my bit on this is you kind of do a gimmick like that. So you have the Ultimate X, wires and everything. Elevation X, thank you.
Oh, Elevation X.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like that, but you do the platform in the middle of the thing. So you can scale the wires, you can get the briefcase and pull that down in the middle one. But there's a platform in the middle of the X there. So you can leap up onto the platform, and then up there's a higher briefcase. So maybe you want to go after the higher briefcase. So now we have 5 briefcases or 6 briefcases. Now we have 6 briefcases. We got one on each corner. We got one in the middle of the wires. And then we got one where you grab up on the platform and you can reach up and get the briefcase. And if we really want to make this super dangerous, we can have a higher one at like the top of the Sting level up there. And you got to shimmy up some type of pole to get that thing as well. So we can maybe add 7 briefcases to this thing. Yeah, Rhino he was not a fan of the Elevation X. Yeah.
I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, Elevation X, I'm pretty sure they only did that shit once because they were like, ooh, this...
They did it twice.
Oh, they did it twice? Okay.
Yeah. Ugh.
I knew I wasn't making that up, though. I knew that was a real thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it was just like a scaffold match mixed with Elevation or X with Ultimate X. They should bring it back.
Yeah, that's what I want them to do. I want them to do basically Elevation X, but they have the thing is at the top of there, and there's also briefcases all around. I feel like we can pull this off. This is to crown the first ever ROH Women's Pure Champion.
Pure craziness.
That's the best part of the bit. It's like this is how we're crowning the ROH Women's Pure Champion.
Yeah.
This is with Elevation X and briefcases.
Is this your version of the telling the joke, the aristocrats?
I don't know that joke.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
There's a whole documentary about it.
Yeah, there's a whole documentary about it.
I don't watch documentaries.
Yeah,
but also you could only grab the Ultimate X ropes 3 times.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Lawrence. That's very good. Yeah, I like that.
Why doesn't anyone give us a promotion? This
is a ring of hallucinations.
Yeah.
Bit, like, just
I love
killing it.
I love that on Wednesday, you and I were talking about you running someone's social media account.
Yeah.
And then I'm out running errands and I'm listening to We Watch Wrestling podcast with Matt McCarthy and Vince Averill, who Matt used to work WWE as a writer. And Vince Averill is not only a musician, but also married to Georgia from My Favorite Murder. So anyway, for those who are trying to place it. So I'm listening to the show, and randomly in conversation, they're talking about the WWE Vault. And then Matt McCarthy says, oh, for a few months, I ran John Laurinaitis' Twitter account. It's like, if you go back and you look at the tweets and there's anything about model trains, that was probably me, because my bit was that he loved playing with his model trains. And so I clicked it and I sent it to Jeremy, and I was just like, this is it.
I was like, fortunately, he was only tweeting about model trains, because could have gotten himself in some trouble there. But
maybe the model trains were a euphemism.
Well, I still want to run Goldberg or Bret Hart's account. I got in trouble with the wife because I was like, yeah, I want to run Goldberg's account. She's like, why? I was like, I want to troll. And like, it's Bret Hart's birthday, so I tweet from Goldberg's account, happy birthday, Bret. We'll see if you remember it. And she was very offended.
Jesus Christ.
She was very offended at this tweet. One, because it involves Bret, and that's her favorite wrestler. So she was not happy with that. But yeah, she was not thrilled with me that's how I want to run Goldberg's account. I feel like it'd be great at this. Bret should let me run his account. I'll tweet mean things about Goldberg then. I just want to run one of these legend accounts.
I'm really hoping that Goldberg wins the world title at Saturday night's main event, and I'm doing the post show. And if there's one thing I want to do, it's go to a Fightful post show on the main channel and be a complete dick about Goldberg winning the world title on Saturday.
Sean's gonna call me a troll again, like he did when
Sean's gonna be in Texas. It doesn't matter.
True. That's actually
Wait,
true.
are you doing the show with me?
No,
I didn't think so. I don't know who I'm hosting with. That's the best part.
Yeah, I'm
It'd be like me and Riccacino or something. I think Rick's going to Texas too. Who's not going to Texas for All In from the media world?
I don't do post shows anymore. I do this show too often. So I used to do post shows all the time, filling in for Sean. He's like, you can pick whoever you want to do it with. I was like, all right, cool. I think it was fine, but that's not my speed. Here, let's recap this match. And
Henry, if this is what my Saturday night looks like, and this is what I've been wanting for so long, I am going to be the happiest boy in the world.
The world to burn.
It's going to be so fun. It's not Kate. Kate's doing the All in Texas post show on the channel. I doubt she's doing 2 in a day, and I think she's going to be doing something with Pulowski behind the paywall at night. So I don't know. We'll find out. But man, it could be SP3. SP3 usually comes up in conversation.
Probably get this shit together.
SRS won't allow Joel and Jeremy to do a post show because of this show. It's really what it was.
Sure.
He puts over this show because he knows if we were doing post shows, it would be bad for business. By the way, send me super chats.
Why do these guys not take anything serious? Why do they just bury everything? And I mean, that's what Pulowski does, but why do they just make jokes about everything? There's no analysis on this post show. Like, yeah, Mox winning. I've looked at this Mox finish for months now. I'm not budging on my Mox finish.
I have to change your Mox finish.
What? No, you're not doing it.
Because I've decided that.
Care what you've decided.
I've decided it's Jack's not coming back for that.
No,
Jack's coming back to help the Bucks.
No,
Jack's gonna jack off with the Bucks.
I mean, that's fine. You can do both. You know, you can have multiple jack-offs.
Double return.
Yeah.
The first return is just the pine cone. He comes back with the bus for the first match, but then he comes back with the pine cone ship for the second match. Okay, now we're cooking. Okay.
If Jack Perry goes double jacking next week, I'm gonna be like the Randy Marsh meme, just covered, just covered.
It was a ghost. What if it's a triple return and he comes back later that night with the remember when they did the happy birthday Kenny and they dumped the guts all over it? Yeah. What if he took the intestine from the guts that they poured all over the Kenny, and he comes back and he chokes out Kenny Omega with his own guts from his cake, and that's the third return, allowing Kazuchika Okada to win the United Championship, the Unified title, whatever they're calling it, the United States Unified title. Jack Perry.
Triple jacking off. Hell yeah.
They didn't tell you what was all in, and what it was Jack Perry getting all up in.
Jack Perry getting all in your faces, jacking off.
So this is why they don't give us post shows.
Yeah, because the post show would be like, oh, everybody's going like Kenny and Okada classic match, 7 stars, and my analysis would be like, why didn't Jack fucking Perry come out in this match? Where was Jack Perry in this match? Like, why do these guys want Jack Perry? Why aren't they talking about how great Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada is? Why are they talking about Jack Perry?
I think that's the most downvoted post show of all time. Let me tell you.
That's fine. That's fine.
People just don't know how to jack off enough. That's all. Oh, you got your finger on the got super chat from Bob. Vanilla Fumble.
I'm Vanilla, baby.
Is what we call it when we ask for analysis on ITW. Go to Busted Open. Actually, don't. I was reading ahead. Yeah. I didn't even read the actually don't. I just said it and I saw that. Anyway, actually don't. Stay and remind everyone I have a bumper. That's right. Oh, Vala, thank you so much for the super chats. Jack Perry and Thea Hale. Oh. That is it.
You saw me yell at ITR Wrestling.
This is how people get images. This is how they get it on these socials.
It's like, why? Dave hasn't been shooting in the Thea Hale gym. I've been here for at least a year. Every single day. Saying Thea Hale should win all the titles. Dave says it one time, like, oh, give Dave a graphic. Let's aggregate what Dave says. Nah, I've been here. Been here shooting in the Thea Hale gym. I ain't been getting these reps up. I want graphics from these aggregation sites. Start making my own graphics. Get these people in line. Show them what real analysis looks like.
Emphasis on the anal.
What is this? What is this show? It's dumb. You people want wrestling talk. Here's your wrestling talk, all right?
Yeah, we gave it to them
This
already.
is the wrestling talk
you're
going to get. I'm getting real wrestling talk from this show. This is why we talk about other stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is what the show is about.
That dude is mad, but he comments on like every show. It's like, how do you not catch on?
Well, there are some mentally unwell people in this world, Jeremy.
You can watch literally anything else.
It's done. It's done. It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. All right. Don't worry. I'm sure they'll be going after Kate later for just breathing and existing.
Okay, fair. Honestly, Kate sucks.
End of show.
You know what the worst part of all this is? I know Joel well enough that actually wasn't. Actually, don't was planned. It's true. You know my flow. We were talking before the show started, and Dave Meltzer was like, "No Observer newsletter today because my computer broke, and 98% of the newsletter didn't save, even though it was done." And I'm just like, "Well, what are we going to talk about today?" We found a way to do it. Why is Kate catching heat? Because Kate is Kate. We love Kate, but also Kate's just a fun, easy target. Kate sucks, LOL. Remember when Kate and I used to do a show together? Nope. Matthew Hook saying, "Did y'all see the Isla Dawn report?" Apparently, there is some interest in AEW for Isla Dawn, and I'm sitting here, and people are just like, "Oh my god, they want Isla Dawn before they want this person." I'm like, "Well, yeah, they're going to be in the UK next month, and Isla Dawn's currently wrestling in the UK, so they probably just want her on the show where she's technically a local." That's how I saw it. Yeah. Give her a couple shouts. She can compete for the Pure Women's Championship.
That would be unfortunate.
Well,
that would be unfortunate.
Would it be unfortunate? It's TV time, Jeremy. If Chris Jericho has taught us anything,
time?
Yes.
Is it though?
I mean,
that tournament doesn't exist.
It does in our eyes.
That tournament doesn't exist. I mean, yeah, it does. We spent more time talking about it. That's the thing. Is like we spent more time talking about it than they've put into it. So I don't feel like that tournament actually exists.
Do you think Dave is going to learn to stop using Microsoft Publisher and instead use Google Documents where they autosave the thing to the cloud?
Dave still uses a typewriter.
How does a typewriter fail and erase most of the newsletter? Did Dave secretly go on a bender and just not tell us?
Dave would legitimately still be mailing out this newsletter if it wasn't for Alvarez coming along and being like, hey, you should like do all this stuff online and we should merge and do business together. He'd still be mailing out this newsletter every single week.
Can't you still get it? Paper copy?
You could still, I think you'd still get the paper
I was going to say, because I know Wade still does a paper copy.
Yeah,
although if you listen to any of the ads from his shows, it's like, in the year 2022, you can get the... I'm like, what the hell? You haven't updated your ads in 3 years? Come on, Wade. And he's like, why don't you subscribe to my Patreon? I'm like, I don't want to do that. Just give me the free stuff and I know how long I need to skip through your ads.
I love Dave. Like, the fact that he still is just doing things the old way rules.
Apparently, servers stopped doing paper copies a few years ago.
Oh, really? All right. Well,
there you go. Wade's the only one.
They did it. I thought they did it just, for completionists and stuff. But that makes sense that they wouldn't do it. It does make sense. Yeah, Dave is still he's still like logging on via the Pizza Hut AOL disk. Like, here, put this disk in, connect to the internet, and get
all he has to do.
Personal pan.
Why doesn't he just sift through all the papers on the floor? I'm sure one of those has this week's newsletter. Nope, that's last week. Nope, 94. Whoa, this one's from 89. This might be worth something.
Dave rules. So
he does.
Brian. You guys tried to bury Brian earlier. I won't have it. My doppelganger, Brian Alvarez.
We weren't burying him. We were merely questioning the efficacy of his...
Just what I wanted for Christmas. This Brian Alvarez, my child. No, Dad, I don't want to switch too. I want a Brian Alvarez cameo.
Yeah. It's much cheaper. It's only $10.
I think that. I mean, Dave talks to his sources using ICQ and MSN Messenger. Hey, man, I used to use ICQ.
ICQ, what a thing.
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
ICQ couldn't exist today for multiple reasons that I'm not going to get into. MSN Messenger, though, that was a thing for a long time. That had us all by the vice grips.
Oh yeah,
Microsoft Messenger.
Oh yeah, MSN Messenger. Whew, game over, dude.
Yeah, I use it a little bit, but I was mainly on the Skype and AOL. The AOL.
Well, you were on Skype because they made you get on Skype.
Well, I was on that true, but like I was also on Skype like early days of Skype. Yeah.
Dave will do the newsletter by smoke signal at some point.
Hell yeah.
Who wants the Wrestling Observer Braille newsletter? We're gonna do Morse code. The Morse code Wrestling Observer newsletter. The MC1. SmackDown's tonight. It's taped.
Is it?
If you watch it on Netflix, they'll probably upload the entire thing without commercials, which rules. So you can watch the show in an hour and a half. Cody Rhodes is going to appear. Jade Cargill is going to appear. Tiffany Stratton chooses her Evolution opponent.
Appointment.
Well, listen, everyone.
I hope she just goes to Evolution and is like, I got this watch issue. It's saying that it is not Tiffy time. Can I get an appointment to get my watch fixed? So it says it is Tiffy time.
He just needs a new battery. That's all. I used to change those all the time when I was 16. And the Bloodline will appear. They have no announced matches despite the show having been taped.
Who cares?
The Bloodline, by the way, is considered to be Solo Sikoa, Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga, and JC Mateo Tonga.
Yeah, it's fine. They don't need any matches to be announced. Nobody watches WWE for wrestling matches. That's dumb.
That's true.
Yeah.
I watch it for the Ring of Hallucination later on.
Yeah.
That's SmackDown, everybody. Enjoy.
AEW Collision 100 matches. Max Caster's Open Challenge. Willow Nightingale's in action. Mystical Hologram and Mark Briscoe take on RPG Vice and Hechicero. Shelton Benjamin, Kevin Knight, and did they did a digital exclusive to announce it so that it's not just those two, right?
Yeah, it's Nick Wayne.
Okay, Nick Wayne's the third. Thunder Rosa, Queen Aminata, TJ versus Athena, Thekla, Megan Bain, and Julia Hart. Stop me if you've heard that one before. FTR versus the Outrunners. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Daniel Garcia versus Kyle Fletcher. Winner is going to go on to face Adam Cole Bay for the TNT title at All in Texas. By the way, Adam Cole will have a story time with Adam Cole. What the fuck, man? 2017? We're doing this shit again?
I don't like the story time with Adam Cole because he just comes out there and he's like, "Who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby?" And he just speaks. Like, you're just like
promo.
Yeah. Story time with Adam Cole should be special. He should be like sitting in front of a fire, in a robe, have like an actual book in front of him.
Like he did in 2017 when they did the first promo.
Yeah, do like a real story time with Adam Cole. Cowardly that they just like, come out there and just do a promo. That's lame.
Get the rights to the Dr. Seuss books. Have them just every time read an actual story.
He's going to address his challengers. And no, I'm sorry, that doesn't mean that Eddie Kingston's coming back in this segment. I wish it were.
Yeah.
There's only one person who gets to address people. That's Adam Cole, baby.
The male lady.
The male lady.
Yeah, they address.
Because they address people. That's right. Yes, I get it. This is awful.
That was a hilarious dad joke.
Just have Adam Cole read banned books. I love it. How many times do we need Hangman and Mox in a Texas death match? Well, one more time would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't tell you that. They've done it before. So this is the first time. Oh, it's not Texas death match. It's Texas death. You're right. Red fish, blue fish, Texas death match. Sorry, I got nothing.
Yeah.
All right. We can get out of here a few minutes early. Get your fireworks ready. Lawrence, put over whatever you do.
Yep. You can follow me at CartSandyG on Instagram and Twitter. And I host the brunch gimmick every Sunday, except this Sunday, not this Sunday. I'm not there.
Wow, lying to the people already.
Yeah, right off the bat in my own plug. I legitimately, if somebody subs in for me, I will try and show up from a hot tub. But yes, every Sunday at 1 p.m. on Love Wrestling. It's the Love Wrestling YouTube, Twitch, or the Between Two Beards Twitter, because our Twitter, we don't pay for it anymore. But Pluggo still does. So we're still using that. Thank you very much for having me on. This a lot of fun.
Appreciate it, Lawrence.
Gonna show up in a hot tub like he's one of us.
Yeah. I will fully do hot tub stream.
Oh, yeah,
Used up, baby.
Get greased up, maybe get a watermelon in there.
Yeah. It's a party.
Jeremy, anything to plug?
SP3 and I, maybe Joel will stop by. I don't know. We're about to watch some Goldberg Saudi classics. And let me tell you, folks, I am excited for this shit. I am so excited for this. I don't remember the Roman match that much. The Lashley match is like 10 minutes, which sounds terrible. The Fiend match and the Undertaker matches are legitimately two of the greatest matches of all time. So I cannot wait to rewatch these. That's all I got.
They're going to be a lot of fun. I might pop in for a little bit because, yeah, what's up?
Watch Spotlight last night. We had Angelica Risk on the show. She's very fun. And next week, we're supposed to have Frat House on the show. My dudes, everyone knows, big Frat House fan. I'm going to pitch them all of my Ring of Hallucinations ideas. And they're going to be like, we're never talking to this dude again. And in 2 weeks, we're supposed to have QT Marshall on the show. So we got some top AEW ROH guests coming up.
Looking forward to Angelica Risk challenging for the Pure Women's Championship in a Proving Ground match sometime soon.
I'll put Angelica Risk on Ring of Hallucinations easily. Angelica Risk was great.
Yeah, I got to fix her audio apparently.
Yeah. I was going to talk to you about that after the show. Okay.
I'll take a look into it.
Right.
We are main channel on Monday, so
oh fuck.
that's how I feel about it too. So who knows what we're gonna? You're gonna get this show just all over again.
Yeah. So we're adding an 8th briefcase. It's outside the arena. We don't know where it is.
We're going to be talking about a taped SmackDown and a taped
Collision 100. Oh
Yeah.
boy. We'll talk about Maple Leaf Pro maybe if someone shows up and does something.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Talking about PCO for a good hour and a half.
Yeah.
Why not? All right. Jeremy, for Lawrence, you know who I am. You know who they are because I just told you who they are. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully it's a fun one. Hopefully it's a relaxing one. Stay safe. Have a good time. I'm not going to talk about Joey Chestnut because you can listen to Steven Jensen talk about Joey Chestnut on every single show he does on this channel and on Select because he is the biggest Joey Chestnut fan.
Loves Joey Chestnut.
Loves him. Go enjoy your weekend. Watch wrestling or don't. Just get outside and enjoy it. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we'll see you on main channel Monday.
Fuck.